Hi, Anthony. What does it do to you to be called a legend?
It was an amazing honor, when you feel, yeah, it was incredible, really. I mean, they're doing an amazing job in Spain. Mikel and Sergi are doing something that, um, doing something that really kind of is great for the industry. But, obviously to be included after a few years, there's Longueras and, Trevor Soulby, Tony Ritter, Rob Lebetta, and then myself. It's fantastic, really. It was a big honor. And I think, for me, it was very important because we've done everything together, me and Pat. So, it belongs to her as much as it does me, even though it doesn't say Pat, it is Pat.
I remember her doing the makeup always and being very surprised with what she could complete the hairdressing. Means you have seen not only the world change, but also hairdressing evolved. What would you say today, if you look at it, what is the message you could give to young people who want to start in this business?
We've gone through quite an interesting time with COVID. Before COVID, the attitudes were different. After COVID, they've changed in many, many ways in how you run a salon, how your staff are not necessarily all there with you. They're freelancers. They work pretty much when they want. It's changed, but in the core of it, there's still the ones that are passionate and love to do hair. And I think that is still there. And I believe, as long as we can give the best education, giving them the right kind of platform to go forward, making it interesting for them so they're constantly learning, and very much a platform of creativity, then you will always have hairdressers that, want to be great and want to do things. If you can tell by, the other people that won awards, all the work that they do, all the photos that they're trying to make, that there are still people that are really, really keen. So to give the young person some advice, if it's touched your heart, then go with it and try to be the best you can be.
And be yourself at all times. I have a feeling that for the moment, Spain is very strong in hairdressing. You have an explanation for that?
I think they stick together. You've got expressions that are doing great work. There's a handful of teams that are doing some great stuff. I think the explanation is that they're passionate and they love it. They always were very strong. In the 70s, I remember when Longueras was really powerful, and you had also Jean-Louis David and you had Jacques Dessange. So Paris was very strong, and England had the heritage of Vidal Sassoon. And all of that, then, England carried on and to, looked at some of these things and pushed themselves. I think Spain has looked at England and a lot of creativity going on and have taken it to the next step. I mean, I think expressions are probably one to really, if you think of Spain, you think of them at the moment, because of their coloring techniques and that individuality. They've created something that no one else has. And I think that's a very, very good advantage for them. And that's where, Spain are looking good. They're very passionate. They're very creative. They've always been passionate and creative. But I think at the moment, they've got some young teams that want to be the best. And that's really what's happening.
Yeah. One day, Paul Smith said that London is only strong when music is going strong. Is that not?
And I think that's true to a certain degree. And we should be strong then because the music is still great from here.
Still coming. In Belgium, I don't know how the situation is in UK, but just to give young people, before they come into hairdressing, but to give them the knack or the passion for it, we have very few people getting into education for hairdressing for the moment, which is a first after COVID, of course. How would you attract them? I mean, people who don't know anything about this business. What would be your?
I think we have the same problem, not just like you have in Belgium, but we have a problem in America. We have the problem, I think, here in England. People are seeing, they can earn more money doing less. They can earn more money doing, hairdressing is not an easy job to do straight away. It's a skill you need to learn. You're on your feet all day. It's a tough job. I don't think it's promoted as it used to be, but I think, it was part of something that you fell into, or, you kind of did, oh, well, I'll do hairdressing if I'm not going to do this. And I think it needs to have a little bit more of what it means to be a hairdresser and how much you can, what are the end results of being a hairdresser. Like you can be a teacher, you can do clients, make people feel amazing. You can end up doing photography. You can become a session worker. Nobody really sees all the elements of what you can do. And the thing is, we have magazines that promote hairdressing, but to hairdressers. We don't have anything to promote to schools, proper schools, and to share with young students who are making up their mind of what they want to do and where they want to go. And I think education for everyone today is everything they do is on computer. Everything is, virtual in the sense that you can look it all up and whatever. So you can make a career from a different way of working. If you need someone who wants to be more tactile, I don't know how you would attract. I think we need to do we have to all get together.
Probably awareness to everybody exactly what it can give you, the profession.
Yeah, we have to make it more aware. But when I was at Tony and Guy originally, and what we used to do was we created a great environment for people to work in. You ended up with people wanting to come to Tony and Guy and just assist without being paid because they wanted to be around this energy. And I think you need to share that with people, and you need to have a great environment for them to come to, and try and get. Everyone's finding it hard, even finding it hard to get stylists that are already stylists to come and work and become part of the team. They want to be freelance. They want to work when they want to work. After COVID, it's made everyone a little bit lazier. Not lazier, but a different method of how you work. Go back to the years when I started, you were in the salon early and you left late, and you were there, 5 and possibly 6 days a week, and you would put the energy but everybody doesn't always get enthusiastic straight away, but if you stick it out, you become good at it, then you can fall in love with it. But it's that first stage now, getting people to come in and be assistants. That's the key, that's the difficult part, because it's too much of a long learning curve for how you do any other job. So yes. I think we all need to get together and see how, the government needs to get involved as well. How we can educate kids at school that this is a great career. I think that's the key.
And bring the passion again in it. Okay. Infringe still works?
Infringe still works, yes.
Okay.
We launched the next issue in September. We've got some amazing work in it. We delayed, obviously it was difficult over COVID. Nobody was coming in. We still do the online, so it still has a nice following of people following it. It's quite big. All grown organically. We have no advertising, so it is really just a project with myself and Pat, where we love it, and I don't think it's something that we tried to make so we would do it forever. It's something that you do and you fulfill something that you wanted to do, and we want to do one more. There's a lot of great stuff going out, and and we're touching different kind of ideas, which is interesting.
And the library, is she still, or after COVID you opened again, or?
It's still here. It's still here. We do shooting probably at least once a week. So there's a photo shoot going on once a week. And yesterday it was really interesting. I did, the shoot was going on with my friend Mauro, who's a photographer, and his daughter, who we've known since she was born. She's now 22, and she was to enter awards, doing a shoot. My son was helping her, and her enthusiasm. It was funny because when I read the questions, then yesterday she's been coming in every week on a day off to come and look at the magazines, come and talk to us. And then yesterday she did the shoot, and she's so enthusiastic and really wants to be a great hairdresser that when you see that, you think, well, it's great because someone's got it. But to get that out of someone who doesn't have a clue what it really is very difficult. So I think because she's grown up a little bit with her dad being part of the world of hairdressing, she's then gone to work for a friend of his, and so there is still hope of some great enthusiasm. So the library still works. Yeah, it's a good time for it to stop and for maybe a new chapter to happen. But the library and the magazine is basically, what takes up our time, and the rest is
Holidays.
hanging out together.
Oh, really? Please enjoy this freedom, because it's a big luxury, freedom.
I mean, for me, it is a big luxury. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The other thing we're involved in, I'm the president of the Alternative Hair Show, and that I still, Tony Ritto's, it's got a heart this big. He's still passionate about raising money all the time, and he can't stop. I think the thing that needs to happen, I suppose, is salons need to maybe get in touch with the local schools and have an open days for the young people to come and have a look and see what it's about, or invite some of these school kids that are interested in hair to come along to something that a local hairdresser is doing. But the enthusiasm is still there. There's still lots of people that want to be great. And I see that's good. I would never say, oh, it was great when I was young, because it was difficult then. It was difficult then for people to get staff, and it's probably harder now, but once you have that kind of, if you have a beginner school that's part of your business, then that allows you to nurture and grow people that possibly would love to be a hairdresser.
Perhaps the idea of starting small scale again might be a good one.
Hands. You have to do it with your hands. You have to connect with people. Hairdressing isn't a job you do on your own. Hairdressing is if you want to be with people and you want to be part of an environment and team. And that's the thing that people are doing less of. And I think when you experience having fun and learning with people, then it's something that will give you something that's fading away with a lot of other jobs, especially the digital world. They're creating their own virtual worlds now, where that's how they have their contact.
What I saw from you in all those years was especially strong teams, where everybody was doing his part with so much passion that fusion made it explode. What creativity was concerned.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember the work with Jiv, the work with Maria, if I'm right.
Yes.
So there was really, for me, there was fusion, and it was very exceptional from what I've seen then.
Well, I think we had some great times doing that. I think everyone's grabbed hold and moved on, but they all still come to the library, and we still see them at the library, and keeping that nice, still friendship and fusion of work philosophy.
Thank you very much, Pat and Anthony, and hope to see you soon.
Lovely.
Thank you. Bye-bye.